Hi, this is Marty Lecklatter, Product Manager, IBM Forms Experience Builder. Today I'm going to talk briefly about adding signatures to your FEB applications. The question I usually get is in two parts. A, can I sign the form? And B, can I lock it down? And the answer with Forms Experience Builder is yes to both. So I'm going to show you an example. I'll explain how it was put together. But first, I want to show you some technology that I'm using to make this happen. So if I go over to GitHub, I found this signature plugin. It's known as the Thomas J. Bradley Signature Pad. You can see all the information you need to know about it here on this GitHub page. The resources are here. There's a quick start tutorial, the different resources which are required. So this is a JQuery plugin. It requires some JavaScript libraries. There's a CSS file to it. There's some great documentation, examples of how it's implemented, and even a demo. So I want to go and take a look at how this works so I can give it a try. And go ahead and scribble my name and try it again, accept the terms. Great stuff. Let's see how it works in my Forms Experience Builder application. So let's launch the Forms Experience Builder application. Now, a couple of things. First is I have some features of Forms Experience Builder which are working in tandem with the signature. They happen to be highly complementary to the idea of a signature. Second is the JSON data and image data fields will be populated when I sign the form, and they're just here for illustration purposes, which you'll understand in just a minute. Now, for many customers, just being able to force acceptance through rules is enough. So I can't sign this, I can't submit this until I accept this text. All right? And if this is an authenticated scenario, I've got record of who signed it, and I can lock this down and essentially reproduce the fact that you accepted these terms in court. Now, if you want the added, the addition of a signature, well, here I've got a required field for my name, and then I can draw the signature out. Same functionality we saw in the demo. I've changed the width and the height of this to give myself a little bit more space, changed the color, simple CSS changes. And when I click this button, what I'm doing is I'm generating the JSON and image data. So the way the form works is when I'm in start stage, which by definition is when I'm first filling this out, the signature pad is presented, and the signature pad is what allows me to scribble out my name. Now in a subsequent stage, what you want is not to show this signature in the pad, you want to show it as an image. So I'm going to use that image data and render this as an image, an unchangeable image later on. So if I click submit, I'm going to go from start stage to end stage, and I have the behavior of the form set to display form in next stage. So this is end stage, and now that I'm in end stage, I can see that this signature is in an image. It's locked down, the data is locked down, my name is locked down, I can't change anything. So there you've got a simple example of how that functionality works. It's a technology example, not terribly elegant. Let's take a look at how this was put together. We'll briefly take a look at how this was put together. So I've got an HTML fragment here, and this is the fragment, the code that presents the signature pad. And then I've got an HTML fragment here which is empty. And when this is shown, this empty HTML fragment, it's shown in the end stage only. It's powered by this image data down here. So it has a little bit of JavaScript that says, when shown, grab this data and render it right here. Now, let's go over to settings, and if we take a look at the files, we can see the resources that we're bringing in. So this is how you can bring in any third-party resources. Now the good news is you don't have to add these physically to the application. You can actually point to them via URL, making the app more efficient. And then finally in stages, I can show how, for example, the main signature pad here in start stage it's shown. But if I come over to end stage, you can see that it's got this little red slash to it, which means don't show it. And it's kind of the opposite for the other HTML fragment that I have. So in the end stage, it is shown, but in the start stage, it's not. And you've got similar sort of functions here. So the name, I'm locking that down. So this says don't allow changes to it, don't allow changes to that, etc. So pretty simple stuff to configure. You add your resources, your code in here, just a little bit of JavaScript, and you're off and running. So that's it using the jQuery signature pad in Forms Experience Builder. Thank you.